Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with some more of our Grand Tactician campaign here. So it's been a few days, so we'll kind of refresh your mind what's going on with a quick campaign overview. So we have the Union down to 58 morale. The current objective is to get the morale below 50 by November 1864. So that will give us a national morale minus of 20. So that'll pull it down to, so we'll have it down below 50. And then we'll take another 20. And then we'll need to do 5 more from there. Pretty much if we capture DC in this November, that's the game. I think we're not going to rush DC at this point. We don't want to have a situation where we can't actually control territory that we take. That's one thing we do want to worry about. We have DH Hill and Pickett over here watching the Shenandoah Valley to our rear. We're moving into Northern Virginia and we want to stabilize ourselves in a position that is both blocking, but also in a position that we can take certain areas. We have that. The Cavalry Corps is going to stay there. I think the 2nd Corps is the one that's going to come up to Manassas Junction. The Army of Northern Virginia is going to come up here with Lee. We got this 18th Corps we do have to worry about. We do have that. We're waiting on Ransom to get the rest of his men. It's going to take some time. Same thing with Beauregard before he goes to Norfolk. So that's the plan for these 2 forts. And here we're going to consolidate and see if we can't push these 2 corps up this way. And then in that case, we can move Breckenridge back towards here, and we'll kind of see what we do with this. One policy I was looking at is maybe Virginia regulars, which would be good to have. We're doing funding and thing that we're doing. Going to take really going to take that because our lower state support. So there's that. Over here we got the Army of Ohio. We're not going to worry about all that too much because we're going to have an army at Chattanooga and we kind of pin them here. This portion will end up going down to Decatur. There is a fort that we can capture for supply here, but once we build this one here, we'll move down to Decatur and have to guard from that. We have all of these kind of going up and being upgraded. We've pushed into Chattanooga. So the biggest thing is I want to take this corps over on the right side because that'll be the defending corps over here. I want Hardy to establish himself here. I want the Cavalry Corps kind of bringing the rear here. The army itself, we're going to have the army itself back. Have the army itself back here. And then we'll have to establish supply. I'd like to push this, but I don't think we're going to have the ability to push it quickly. Forrest is over here doing, well, Nathan Bedford Forrest things. We have this that was just built. So someone had mentioned that when we come through, we're going to have to worry about this army resupplying. So once we get here, we're going to resupply, but the fact that we're in Southern Territory, we don't have to worry about having to resupply like all the time. So the first stop will be at Montgomery, and then from there we will march towards Jackson, Mississippi, towards this depot, and then we will hold because I think there's at least a fort outside of Vicksburg, I think. Yeah, it's right here. And there's probably an army as well there. So taking Jackson would be good. That means this one down here that's holding, eventually we'll be able to get a depot there. And that will deal with Pensacola. We have this army that's going to be over in Jacksonville that's going to hold, and then we're going to take this fort here. And then this district of Florida is going to move. This district of Georgia is finally getting its full force, and then once it's to full force, we'll grab Fort Willis and Fort Pulaski, and then that one will follow towards this area as well, I think. And we kind of have the idea of that. Out in the west, which is going to be our next battle probably, we got the District of Arkansas under Sterling Price moving to the 7th Corps, and then once we eliminate the 7th Corps, they'll hold at Little Rock. We're moving this portion up here to Little Rock in these defending areas because we have this Union Army coming down from the north, the Army of the West. We have this portion of the army over here, which is upgrading, getting more men, and then once it has the men, this is the one that's going to go to Fort Smith. We're going to take this area. There's probably an army near Fort Smith, if anything. This portion down here under Magruder, this is 12,000. So what's likely to happen is this 12,000 along with this army portion down here is going to be the one that moves in on New Orleans. But the key is to take Vicksburg. Once we take Vicksburg, that should announce our presence and force a response, which is what I'm hoping for. And then we can kind of take these two armies, push down, and this one can reinforce up there. So that's the key. That's the thought process. Taking territory of our own back, and then seeing what we can do to get stuff under our control. So here we go. Let's start it up. See what we have. This should be a faster movement, I would think. We have Lee. This is the 18th Corps over here. 18th Corps wants to get into a fight. Cavalry Corps and the 1st Corps, the 2nd Corps, is not within range. But it's a 2-to-1 fight. So we'll take it. The Battle of Fredericksburg Bridge. This is going to be one where we assault the enemy, take their position, and push them wherever they are. Okay. This is Major General Smith, cut off from the rest of his command, trying to get back to DC. Could we actually cause a full retreat past DC? Maybe. But the fact that they have a fort like guarding DC, I don't think it'll be possible. Of course. Walker and Heath. Nervous. I think where they're going to come from, probably down this road. We don't really want... Oh, someone did say this. I did remember. So quick info and battles. So that will change this. Those will not pop up. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know about that. Not know that does that. So cool. Hiller Hill. So they're coming straight down there. Is there another place to cross the Rappahannock? There is. You know what? Let's just act like this is a typical crossing. We're gonna put our cannons in an advantageous position. Whoops. Don't mess that up. Okay. Yeah. So it should be pretty close to end of day. I don't think we're going to have a crossing here. I could be wrong, though. I could be. But I think they have to cross here. Because whatever reason they don't try to cross here. Have the end of the day, troops are resupplied. Master's report. How far out are they? Seven hours. Okay. It's all good. About the long range. And from there, we'll send out skirmishers. Need to be able to detect if they're moving. They're able to cross there. How far is he away? 6 hours. I think he's coming from behind me as well. Okay, let's put hill here. I think once we get this built, we'll be good. How long do we gotta wait for? 4 hours. We outnumber them now, but Okay. So we're hitting Harris's flank. Okay, so we're holding our middle pretty easily. He is in a retreat now. I'm fine with that. We're not going to chase him with this low morale, though. But we do good stuff. So that was a good fight there. I have a feeling I might be pushing a little bit too hard with this army. But I think once these guys are like in a static emplacement, I think we should be in a position to where we don't have any morale issues. This one was in some serious morale issues under AP Hill. And I was a little stressed about it, to say the least. But we win. So I thought that was a pretty good fight there. Their morale dropped by another 1%. So we are getting closer and closer. Maybe we should have another, I don't know, 8 battles by the time November hits. We don't even need DC. We could possibly just force it down through battles. And I think in a couple of key areas, we haven't even recaptured Chattanooga yet. Manassas Junction will be one that's good. And then I think once we take maybe Vicksburg back, that might actually end the campaign. I know taking Vicksburg and New Orleans and 8 battles and Chattanooga will force down the Union to about 45. And then we just have to wait till November. We have to stable it down under 50 and get that. So, wow, I actually thought this would not be as easy as this actually is. Oh, okay. Well, at least this army can just sit there and do nothing for a while. That's what we need to do. That's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Go ahead and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.